Is there a community within your business, within your entrepreneur life? I think perhaps many of us try to do things completely on our own. We maybe don't like to ask for help. We are maybe perhaps loners. um, we don't necessarily want to engage with others a whole lot. And we just try to figure everything out for ourselves and try to do everything by ourselves. And for some people, to a certain degree, that might work for them because, we all have different personalities and we all have different ways of being, of living. But I think there is still a benefit of community, even if you don't largely interact with it. And today I want to share with you the power of community and how it can support us, how we can benefit from that. You've probably heard me mention about the community that is part of the program that I am involved in. And, I have been engaged with other communities in that, but there's been a lot of them where it didn't really feel supportive because it wasn't really, those communities weren't really created with that at the heart of it, of support and helping each other. And it just didn't feel like it was worth my energy or the time to really be involved with them. But this community that is part of this program feels a lot different to me. There are so many different ways to engage in this community and to get benefit from this community. There are opportunities to share your wins, but the wins aren't necessarily always monetary. There's opportunities to be able to get lifted up when you are struggling because, mindset plays such a big part in our business life. I know for myself that I've discovered my growth escalated by, I don't know how much percent, 150% maybe more, I don't know, but it escalated greatly when I started my entrepreneurial journey, because it's so different from working in a job. A job can challenge you, yes, and there can be growth potential in a job, but it's just not the same as when you are experiencing that entrepreneurial journey. And you can really see it too when you try to talk to somebody who has worked in a job all their life and has never tried having their own business, working for themselves. They just can't understand or comprehend what all the challenges are and all the ups and downs and roller coaster rides and everything that you go through as an entrepreneur. And even some entrepreneurs don't necessarily understand that because for some reason, I don't know exactly the reason, but they just seem to have smooth sailing it seems, or at least that's how it comes across, that, they just had all the right opportunities and resources and all of these things kind of all lined up, and they just never seem to really overly struggle with getting their business up and running and becoming successful. And community can also help to offer tips and tricks. When you feel challenged with something, sometimes we can have these blinders on and we get this tunnel vision and we can only see something in one way. Having community allows the opportunity to have a change in perspective. It doesn't necessarily mean you agree necessarily with what others say or suggest, but I've noticed for myself that when I'm in that sort of stuck tunnel vision sort of mentality, I might hear a few different suggestions that maybe don't quite resonate with me, but it's like it tickles those juices and it's like, oh, well, I don't quite think that's right, but maybe I could try this instead. So it can spark that creativity. And with the benefit of community, it can really help you and support you into reaching your goals, whatever those goals might be. For some people, maybe the goal is to try to reach 8, 6, 7, 8 figures. For some people, maybe that's not a goal for them, but maybe the goal is to be able to work a certain amount of hours a day so that they have the ability to do other things, or they reach enough of a financial goal that now they're able to go on this trip that they've always wanted to go on and weren't able to do before, or buy something that they really, maybe they didn't absolutely need, but once they had it, it made such a difference for their life. So we can all have these different goals and directions that we want to go in, and community can help us get there. As long as the community is open-minded and allows people to have these different types of goals and different types of journeys, and doesn't try to like pigeonhole people and say, okay, well, this is how you have to do it, and this is how you have to be, and this is how you have to get there, and all of those kind of things. There there's usually a suggested path that has been proven to be successful, as what is the case in our community, but it still allows you to have the flexibility to be yourself and sort of find your own path within that sort of guided path. So I just want to talk a bit about the different sections that we have in our community. I mentioned the wins. So we've got these, it's not tabs exactly, but it's these categories. So you can see these categories at the top, and you can click on those categories and see posts that are directly related to that. So we've got a category for wins. And people share all different types of wins. Maybe it is the monetary wins. They got their first customer, their first ding, or maybe they got a certain amount of followers, or maybe they did their first live, or maybe they were experiencing some kind of tech challenge and they finally got it resolved. or they got their website set up. There, there's people who have various different types of mindset challenges. And we can let people know it's like, oh, well, I was in this mindset, I was struggling and I had trouble getting out of it. And it's like, but now here I am. Now this is where I'm at. And I'm in a much better place, kind of thing. So there's all different kinds of wins. And it can be really supportive to read those wins. It can also be really supportive to be able to get the celebration from your peers. There's a category for introductions. So everybody who joins this community, which I think is, I didn't look at the number recently, but I think it's over 30,000 members now. And we're strongly encouraged to do an introduction. And some people do very simple introductions. Some do a little bit more evolved that sort of tells people a little bit more about who they are and why they're there. So that can also help with finding other members that maybe you resonate more with, because maybe you share more similarities, and they can be somebody that you can personally connect to, and you can chat. You can send messages to different members and send them personal messages if you don't want to just communicate with them in the chat. There is a category for tech and Kajabi support, because our training is through Kajabi, and the tech support is, we help get to set up our website so that it is personalized to us. And there's the social media and all. There's a few different things where there's a little bit of tech involved. Most of it is already pre-set up, but there's a little bit that we have to do, getting your payments system set up and all of that kind of thing. Can sometimes be a bit tech challenging for people. And so we have this specific category for people to ask questions and get help with that. So sometimes they'll get help directly from the members, but there's also customer support where they will monitor that particular category and address those issues as quickly as they can. Plus, we've got the tech calls that occur every week. And actually, I think it's been occurring twice a week now, actually, 2 different times, so that it, because we've got members from all over the world. So, having it only at one time can make it really difficult for some people to attend live. And if you've got a particular question that you want to ask and get addressed, you want to be able to attend live. We've got a category for social media. So, whether you want to try and get people to follow you on your social media to help build your followers, or whether you want to get some issues addressed with social media, then there's a category for that. We've got a category for shout outs and welcomes. So shout outs can kind of be a win as well. Same as welcomes can also be kind of the introduction, but we still have that separate category. We've got a category for announcements. So when something changes within our program or community, then we've got a category that we can go to see that. Plus, there's the ability to pin up to 3 posts that the admin will do if, when it's a brand new announcement and it's something important for us to know. We've got a category for mindset and motivation. So like I said, some people can get really challenged in that area. And so, people can share stuff that can help to lift other people up and encourage them. We've got daily videos and Zoom replays. So that is another category that people can go into. So we have like a daily training that we receive on top of the pre-recorded training that we already previously get access to as soon as we join the program. So that can be mentoring sessions. We get a mentoring session every week. There's the training sessions every week. There's the tech calls every week. And sometimes there can be some additional things as well. There's a calendar in there, so we can go onto the calendar and just click easily to see, okay, what is happening for the month? Or we can change the thing and just see what is happening for the week and see more of the details. There's a leaderboard section, which is kind of like a game type area, which is designed to encourage community members to engage within the community and to engage with each other. So this leadership section shows what level members are at and how much they're engaging. So, you can kind of compete with each other in a fun sort of way to see if you can get higher than somebody else. And then finally, we've got a classroom section. So the classroom section also has the replays that have happened throughout the week as well as throughout the month and previous months. So we always have access to those replays. There's 90-day challenges. Like right now, we are going through a 90-day success sprint. And that includes the daily training videos that support us with our mindset, support us with our skill set, walk us through a small step every single day of building on top of what we've already learned so that we can find success in this business. And this is, there's kind of this ongoing 90-day challenge. And from what I understand of this 90-day challenge is that people who really plug in, because this is my first challenge that I have participated in. So people who really plug into the training and implement what they are learning, they're not going to be able to help but find success. Another challenge that we have are 6 months challenges. I haven't participated in this one quite yet. I've had enough other training to go through. So that's going to be something a little bit more in the future for me. There's so much training that is included within this program, within this community, because like I said, there is already that pre-recorded training that already comes with the program, plus the replays that you get, plus the ongoing daily training that gets included. So you're never going to run out of training. It's always going to give you the opportunity to keep building and improving your skill set. And then lastly, we've got a section in the classroom called the Content Vault, which has various resources in there for us. So we've got, for example, some documents that show various types of hooks that you can use, or we get access to testimonials that people in the community have decided to give. And I'm sure that that is going to be, that content vault is going to get built on more and more and more as this community grows and as this whole opportunity grows. So if you want to know anything more about community or the community that I'm a part of, or if you've got any questions or anything like that, please pop them into the comments and I will answer those for you. And as always, if you feel like what you've heard me talk about over this last while, if it's really speaking to you and you feel some excitement to start exploring what this program can offer, then just go to my website, my domain, www.soulfulwealthsystem.ca.